Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing my reaction to the statement which we got yesterday from Manchester United, stating that Erik ten Hag will be staying at the club. And to be honest, this isn't exactly news or new news, because we already knew that ten Hag was rumored to get a contract extension. The only thing we weren't sure about was how long the contract extension was going to be for and the terms and conditions which were going to come along with the contract. But in this video, I'm going to go through some of the quotes from Ten Hag himself, Dan Ashworth, as well as a few journalists in the UK who've actually reacted to the story. But without wasting any time, let's get started. So this was a statement released by Manchester United yesterday on the Manchester United news website. So the statement is as follows. Erik ten Hag has extended his contract as Manchester United men's first team manager until June 2026. Now, ten Hag then reacted to that by saying the following. This is a quote, by the way, which is on the Manchester United website. I am very pleased to have reached an agreement with the club to continue working together. Looking back at the past 2 years, we can clearly reflect with pride on 2 trophies and more examples of progression from where we were when I first joined. However, we must also be clear that there's still a lot of hard work ahead to reach the levels expected of Manchester United. This means that we have to challenge for English and European titles. In my discussions with the club, we have found complete unity in our vision for reaching those goals, and we are all strongly committed to making that journey together. Now, those were quotes from ten Hag himself. We then have Manchester United's new sporting director reacting to the news that Erik ten Hag would be getting a contract extension at the club. And the quotes are as follows from Dan Ashworth himself. With 2 trophies in the past 2 seasons, Erik has reinforced his record as one of the most consistently successful coaches in European football. He continues to say that while the club's review of last season highlighted areas of improvement, it also reached a clear conclusion that Erik was the best partner for us to work with in driving the standards up for Manchester United. He then continued to say that this group of players and staff have already shown that they are capable of competing and winning at the top level. Now we need to do it more consistently. With our strengthened footballing leadership structure team now in place, we are now looking forward to working hand in hand with Erik to achieve our shared ambitions for this great football club. Now, those were the quotes from Erik ten Hag as well as Dan Ashworth about ten Hag basically getting a contract extension. So, honestly, for me, there's a few parts here which I'm not quite sure, which I'm a bit confused about. They're saying that ten Hag has gotten a contract extension, right? I mean, originally, if you remember, when ten Hag was appointed in 2022, his contract stated that it was a 3+1 year deal. So which means that his original contract was supposed to go from 2022 until 2025 with an option of a further year to 2026, which would have been a 4th year if that year had been triggered. But what Ineos have gone and done now is they're saying that ten Hag has gotten a new contract up until 2026. But that's not the case. All that these guys have done is trigger the extra year. You get what I'm saying? It's not a new contract. I mean, when we heard the news that Erik ten Hag was going to be getting a new contract, I was getting worried thinking, oh my God, this means that Ineos are going to go give this guy maybe a 3-4 year deal, But no, what they've essentially done is they've just triggered the 4th year, which was already in his contract, which is an option for the club to trigger to make it a 4-year deal. I mean, like I said, he got a 3-year deal from 2022 until 2025. There was a 3-year deal which was fixed. He's already done the first 2 years, from 2022 to 2024. So basically, ten Hag already had 1 year left on his contract. But what Ineos have now gone and done is, since the year that he had on his contract was expiring next season in 2025, they're going to go ahead and trigger the further year, which ends in 2026, meaning that ten Hag now has 2 years basically on his contract. You get what I'm saying? It's no longer the thing of, he's got 1+1. No, he's now got 2 years. They didn't give him a new contract. And to further prove this, we've got journalists from the UK basically publishing stories reacting to this. Now, this is exactly what Rob Dawson had to say. Just bear with me, right? Manchester United have triggered the existing 1-year option in ten Hag's contract rather than negotiating altogether fresh terms. Ten Hag keeps his title and his transfer veto, which is part of the agreement when he moved from Ajax. So what Rob Dawson is basically saying is that this is not a new contract. Just like I'm saying, all that Ineos did was trigger the optional year in Ten Hag's contract. Instead of now having the 1+1, he's now got 2 years. They've secured it. They're saying instead of the contract being ended from 2025 and then with the option for it to end in 2026, it's now definitely going to end in 2026. That's all they've done. They haven't given him a new contract. They've kept the exact same terms. The exact same way which his contract looked when he signed it in 2022 is the exact same way. Only difference now is they've already activated that optional year. You get what I'm saying? So Ten Hag now, instead of having a 1+1, he's now got a 2-year deal. You see what I'm saying? I hope I've explained that as clearly as I possibly can. We also had Ben Jacobs basically saying that it's not a new contract, guys. It's the exact same contract that Ten Hag signed when he joined Manchester United from Ajax. The only difference is they're saying that we're triggering your extra year, and the club is saying they're going to give him a new coaching staff because apparently Benny McCarthy is leaving the club, as well as Mitchell van der Gaag, and then we've got Ruud van Nistelrooy coming in along with Rene Haak. So those are the only differences. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a new deal. I was worried that someone who wanted Ten Hag gone, I was worried that he's going to get a big long-term contract. We're going to be stuck with him for a long time. But no, that's not the case. All the club have done is trigger the extension, the optional year into his contract, which means that he's now got 2 years left on his contract. So to be honest, I'm not that bothered. If he's just getting an extra year, then I'm good. It's not a long-term contract. And if I'm being totally honest, I feel like Ineos are going to get to a point where they're like, you know what, if the football doesn't improve, they're going to sack him. Come December, January, latest February, if the football is still as rubbish as it was this season, I think they're going to sack him. Because for the first time since Alex Ferguson left the club, we actually now have a recruitment team in place. We've got a director of football, we've got someone who's in charge of recruitment, we've got people, proper footballing people in footballing roles. It's no longer mates, rates, or jobs for the boys. It's actually competent footballing people. Dan Ashworth is here. Vivel is here. Barada is here. Ten Hag now has a full footballing structure behind him, so there are no excuses for him. And from what we're seeing, United are being linked with the likes of Matthias de Ligt, who Ten Hag happens to like, since he managed him at Ajax. We're being linked with the Dutch striker Zirkzee, Ugarte from PSG. We're being linked with him as well. So Ten Hag looks like he's going to be backed in the transfer window this summer. So in all honesty, I don't want to hear any excuses from people who are saying Ten Hag in. If you're Ten Hag in, perfectly fine. It's your opinion, it's fine. I'm saying last season the excuses were the injuries. We were told that no, we had too many injuries. That's why we finished 8th with a -1 goal difference. So this season, I don't want to hear it. Ineos have to deliver the players. Let's start there. Ineos have to get the players for Ten Hag. If Ten Hag saying he wants this guys, give him the players that he wants, and let's see what he does. I don't want to hear excuses about injuries. Oh no, this guy was off form. This guy, that guy. No, Ten Hag is now got a structure. People who are Ten Hag in, most of them were saying, give him 1 more year. Give 1 more year of his contract. Give it to him, and let's see what he can do. He's now been given that 1 year plus an additional 1. So he's now got 2 years left on his contract. He now has to prove to us that he can do well. I've said it before and I'll say it again. My biggest reason for being Ten Hag out was the poor football that we play. Because honestly, we were playing absolutely rubbish football last season. So that was my biggest reason why I wanted Ten Hag gone. So now that it looks like he's staying, well, he's definitely staying because he's starting the contract extension, I want him to perform. Honestly, I want him to perform. I mean, the only thing which is irritating me about this new contract is the fact that he still gets to keep his veto, over transfers. Because if you remember, when the news came out after the FA Cup final that Ten Hag was going to stay, I said Ineos needed to keep Ten Hag as far away as possible from transfer activity. However, I do get that a manager has to have some sort of say as to what players come and leave the club. Because at the end of the day, he's the one who's going to be working with the players. So I understand that he should have some sort of input as to which players would buy and which players would sell. But the veto thing seems to be very strong because we're being linked with the likes of Zirkzee. He's Dutch. De Ligt, he managed him at Ajax. Ugarte at least is the only player who doesn't seem to have any form of relationship with Ten Hag. He's never worked with Ten Hag in the past. He hasn't coached him or anything like that, so that's good to see. But what I'm saying is I don't want to keep seeing Ten Hag just go for players managed in the past, or he had at Ajax or anything like that. Because now, if we get delete, that means that the back three, basically, the goalkeeper, it's Onana, who he managed at Ajax. Lisandro Martinez managed at Ajax. Delete managed at Ajax. These are just players that he managed at Ajax before. It's either he managed them at Ajax, or they were in the Eredivisie, or he managed them before while at FC Twente or whatever. The guy likes of Mason Mount. I can list about 6 or 7 players that Ten Hag has managed in the past that he made Man United sign. If we move to left back, he signed Malacia, who was playing at the Eredivisie. He wanted him. We go up top. If we get Zirkzee, is someone who was Dutch. He wants him. You go to midfield, you've got Amrabat, who he managed at I'm not quite sure if it was FC Twente or whatever club when he was in Holland. Mason Mount, he managed him when he was young as well. Christian Eriksen, I think he also managed him at Ajax, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, I've mentioned about 8 players that he's had links with before. So that's my biggest problem with the veto. That's exactly my biggest problem with Ten Hag still having the veto over transfers. But like I said, I do understand that Ten Hag has to have some sort of input as to which players which players the club buys and sells. So it's cool, it's whatever. People who wanted Ten Hag to stay, you've gotten your wish. I hope you're happy. But please, this season, no more excuses, guys. I want to see good football. Honestly, I want to see good football. That was my biggest reason why I said I wanted Ten Hag to go. I felt he didn't play the football which he played at Ajax. And that's exactly why we wanted him. I remember when it was between him and Poch to get the job. I said I wanted Ten Hag due to the good football that he plays at Ajax. The guy came to Man United and all of a sudden said, I can't play that type of football. Like, what the hell do you mean, bro? You can't be telling us you can't play that type of football. That's exactly why we hired you. The biggest reason the fans wanted you over Pochettino was because you were balling out at Ajax. And not just in the Eredivisie, but in the Champions League as well. You see? So this season, I want things to be simple. Ineos should back this guy. Get him the players he wants. If he wants Zirkzee, it's fine. Give him Zirkzee. If he wants Delete, give him Delete. If he wants Ugarte, give him Ugarte. It's fine. However, there can be no excuses this season. We want to play good football and continue to win trophies. He's shown us that he can win trophies. He's already won the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Granted, it's not the Champions League or Premier League, I get it, but he's actually won trophies in back-to-back seasons, so that's good. However, now I want to see a good style of football on the pitch. We can't continue to play this rubbish football. I want to be excited. I want to look forward to watching Man United. I want to go into the game knowing that, you know what, we're playing Fulham at home. We're going to smoke them 3-0, 4-0. Under Sir Alex, we had days like that where we knew small teams we used to beat the hell out of. It was only the big teams where we'd settle for like a 1-0 win or 2-1 or something like that, something close. But the small teams, we knew. Before the game had even started, we were going to smoke them. So now with Ten Hag, whether it's a big team or small team, you don't know. What you do know is you're going to get dominated. So next season, I'm not trying to see any of that rubbish. I want to see us dominate all these small clubs, actually beat them convincingly whilst playing good football. Because people like to act like you can't win trophies whilst playing good football. Like you can either have one or the other. Because most arguments for people who back Ten Hag is like, oh, but he wins his trophies. Cool, that's good. But he shouldn't just win trophies while playing rubbish football. I mean, that was the reason why we got rid of Jose Mourinho. Our most successful manager post Alex Ferguson. He won the Europa League and the Carabao. Ten Hag has so far won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. This season he's got a chance to win the Europa League. And to be honest, I think we should be favourites to win that trophy. We should be winning it. Minimum, we should be winning the Europa League. But I don't just want to win the Europa League whilst playing rubbish football, is what I'm saying. That's why we got rid of Jose Mourinho. So if we're saying we're getting rid of Jose Mourinho, a serial winner, because he's playing rubbish football, surely we can do the same for Ten Hag. Now I'm saying, cool, give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. Under a proper structure, proper footballing people, getting in proper place that he wants. He has to perform this season. He has to deliver. No more excuses. You have to deliver, Ten Hag. No more excuses, honestly. You've been given the 1-year extension. We've triggered the optional year. It's now no longer an optional year. It's there. It's in black and white. It's got a 2-year contract. But like I said, I've got a feeling he's going to be gone sometime between December and February. Because I genuinely don't think he can start to play good football again, because he came out himself and said that he can't play the way he played at Ajax. So if you're not going to play the way you played at Ajax, then why are you here? But anyways, yeah. Let's see what he can do this season. Maybe he can prove me wrong. Maybe he can bring it back to being like, okay, Ten Hag in. Because based on what I've seen so far, he's looking like a fraud. He hasn't done what he was doing at Ajax. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll turn things around. I don't know. Maybe we'll start playing good football. Because trust me, if we start playing good football, even if we just win a mere Carabao Cup, but we start playing good football, I'll be happy. I'll be more than happy to say, you know what? I put my hands up. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Give him more time. Give him more players. Give him more time. All of that. But if we continue playing this rubbish football and we're winning a Carabao Cup here, FA Cup there, no, then I'm sorry, I'm not down for that. I'm not. The only time I would take a manager who plays rubbish football is if he's winning me the Champions League or the Premier League. You can't be playing rubbish football and say, no, but I want FA Cup or I want Carabao. No, 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 no. If you're going to play rubbish football, you better win the Premier League playing that rubbish football. Jose Mourinho used to do it all the time. But if you're not going to play good football and you want to win the Carabao Cup or FA and you think you can hang your hat on that, no. You can't just, even the Europa League this season, because I expect us to win it. You can't win the Europa League and play rubbish football. Then you have to go. If you're going to play rubbish football, win the Premier League. I know it's not going to happen. But people want to act like you can't win titles while playing good football. There's Pep Guardiola. Jurgen Klopp is there. He's playing very good football, but he's winning titles. It's possible, guys. So all I'm saying is play good football and continue to win your trophies. Even if it's a Europa League, FA Cup, that's cool. But at some point, we're going to have to start talking about winning the big titles. Do you get what I'm saying? But for starters, I want to see good football. That's all I want. That's my biggest reason why I want to turn out good, because of the rubbish football. I want to see good football. So all I ask is for Ineos to back this guy this summer, get him the players he needs, and from there, no more excuses. But anyways, those are my thoughts and my reaction to Erik Ten Hag staying. I mean, like I said, he's now staying up until 2026 instead of 2025. So, yeah, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does this season. But yeah, anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said or if you agreed. What do you think about Ten Hag staying? Are you happy? Are you not? Let me know in the comment section. But other than that, if you haven't already, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys soon. Peace.